Today I'm underneath this 83-300D and I'm doing what I'm going to call a critical inspection on the underside of this engine. So this is going to become a video alert to you owners of these old Mercedes diesels. The problem is primarily on the old diesels. And when you see the problem, you're going to say, oh yeah, I understand. But let me tell you, this is something you need to look at if you have one of these cars. Any old diesel from the late 60s up into the 90s. And the problem's due to the shake of the engine because there's so much vibration. And a lot of people that own these cars, they just kind of ignore this particular problem. And if it becomes a big problem, you can lose your transmission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's going on underneath this 300D, and then we're going to go up on the bench and I'll show you the reason why this is a problem. What I'm going to look closely at are these lines right here that are part of the transmission cooling system, where it takes transmission fluid, brings it up into the bottom of the radiator, and then goes back into the transmission. And these lines have clamps. I think there's 3 clamps on this side and 3 or 4 clamps on the other side. But the problem is right here. And I've already found one that I need to deal with. What happens is this insert in these clamps deteriorates with age. You know, oil gets on it, heat, age, and it falls out. And pretty soon, this hard line is vibrating inside this clamp. You can't believe how many of these lines I've seen worn through and leaking. You can see in this picture here, this customer just sent us this picture and it's just starting to leak. You'll see little drips of transmission fluid right in this area, and that's a sign you're going to have to fix this. And when I say lose a transmission, you're going down the road, you're pumping transmission fluid out of the transmission. You have no clue that the transmission is going to fail because you don't have any warning that you're losing transmission fluid. Of course, until you park the car. So we're going to look down this side, we're going to look down the other side and see how many of these clamps we're going to have to deal with on this 300D, and we're going to look for any potential for leaks. We'll start on this left side by the bell housing, and you can see that this one looks okay. Grab a hold of the line, see if there's any movement, and it looks like that plastic insert is not deteriorating and that clamp is tight. Then we'll move forward. We have another clamp right up in there, and I'll just grab a hold of the line and see if I can move it. If you can move it, you need to fix it, okay? That one's okay. This one's actually in pretty good shape compared to some I've seen. And then going forward, you can see that that insert is also tight. So we're good on the left side.
Oh. Okay, rolling.
You know, I should recommend that you clean these off before you inspect them. It's pretty gunky. So I'm grabbing a hold of it and moving it and feeling the plastic insert. That one looks okay. And we'll move forward. We've got one right up here. This is a fun one. If this one goes bad, it sits underneath the starter. This one's tough to fix. Okay, that one's tight. Now we'll go back to that original one, and this is the one I want to fix. Let's see if we can get any movement here. Yeah, see that? See the movement? Look at that. That's what you don't want, because these engines vibrate so much that'll eventually vibrate and wear right through the pipe. So we're going to pull this off. I'm going to work up a kit that has material so you can replace these missing inserts. And I'm also going to provide a means whereby you can fix a leak in these pipes if you should discover one. Don't we just love working on these old diesels? I pulled out 3 of these old transmission cooler lines. These are off a 722.3 transmission. They're larger than the 722.4 or the 722.2, so you have to be careful. The 722.3 has a larger tube, okay? Now, what you're looking at is what's behind these clamps. So it's going to mean if there's any play at all, like here, you're going to have to pull the bolts and move the clamps out of the way. Now, in most cases, if you have multiple wear points, you're just going to have to remove these lines. I know it's not easy. Obviously, if you got the transmission out of the car, this is when you want to do this. But let's look at this one right here. This one's been moving. And I'm going to move this back a little bit. Okay, what do we got going here? Look at that right there. Now you might say that's no big deal, but that's the start. And that's what we're concerned about. Now in my kit, I'm going to have a way to seal this to prevent it from wearing any further. So you're not going to have to actually repair or cut the line at this point because it's not worn that deep. All right, let's go over here. We're going to look down. You can see these two clamps have lost the plastic inserts. And you just want to check the whole line here. Okay, the rest of that looks pretty good. Now let's look at this one. We're going to move this clamp out of the way. It's tight, so I'm assuming we're not going to find a problem here. But let's double check. Yeah. Now that one's okay, but this isn't going to last very long. You can see it's already starting to break up. So this needs to be replaced on this one. And then we go down here. This is a problem that I see when people pull the transmissions, they end up bending these. But look at the wear there. Now, if it's deep enough, you might want to cut it and use my hose repair kit to fix this. This is right on the edge right there, okay? And then I'll show you what one looks like that's had problems with severe wear. Look at that. Now that is worn almost half the way through the pipe, and that's where you want to, think, do I really want to just cover this up with this special tape I have, or do you actually want to cut a section out and repair this? There's also a dent here, and there's a nick there, so it might be good to literally remove a section right there and repair it with my kit that has very special clamps that won't loosen up, because you don't want to just stick a piece of hose on here with a couple of normal hose clamps. That's a little risky. Hose clamps don't last very long over a long period of time. So this is what you're looking for. You see this? You might want to consider a permanent repair. This is just a brief overview of what I included, the kit. And I know some of you are saying, well, Kent, why don't I just go buy a new line? Well, good luck. You can't even find good used ones anymore. If you buy a used one on eBay, beware, you might have some wear points in it. So this kit will allow you to repair a leak or to just fix loose clamps. And we're going to go into this 300D here now, and since we don't have any leaks, we're going to use this kit and the parts in the kit to fix that one right front clamp. You'll want to remove the clamp because you'll need to clean it anyway. And just get a flat blade screwdriver and spread it. Just spread it enough that you can get it over the pipe. And here you can see what the problem was. Over half of that insert was missing. Here's a close-up of the clamp. We've cleaned it. You can see how it's made. Now this is a very strong metal clamp. I'm sure someone will say, I'll just get some nylon or plastic clamps and put on there. It won't work. There is so much vibration. That's why the engineers had to come up with these very strong steel. This is not aluminum, this is steel. But what we have to do is come up with something that's going to replace that insert, that will allow the clamp to tighten down on the pipe and provide some sort of insulation. Now, you're going to watch this video, and I know some of you are going to think, well, I'll just go get some electrical tape. Well, let me tell you, electrical tape isn't going to last very long. For one thing, the glue deteriorates very quickly when it's exposed to oil or any petroleum product. And this also is not stiff enough. And over time, it'll just kind of squish out the side. So forget electrical tape. What I provide in my kit is this very, very strong, you can see how strong this is, and thick rubberized material that has a glue in it. Now I get to demonstrate just how strong this is. Okay, first we're going to try to peel it back. See, it's not peeling back. And we're going to try to rotate it. not rotating. Then we're going to try to slide it. It's not sliding anywhere. This next part is very critical because you're taking this bolt and you're screwing it into an aluminum pan. So if you cross thread it, you've got problems. So do it by hand. Get the Allen wrench in there like that and wiggle this around and very carefully see if you can start it by hand. Okay, see how easy that's going in? All the way in by hand. Okay, now I can take a wrench to it. Take a look. Watch this. Not moving anywhere. That is a permanent repair. I first did this repair, probably 15 years ago at least. And I used regular hose clamps, and I was never happy with regular hose clamps. You can see they never squeeze down evenly on the hose because of this section right in here. And the other problem is these can loosen up over time, particularly around a diesel engine with vibration. And this is probably the reason I've never come up with this kit before until 2026, because I've never been happy with using standard hose clamps. But along come these modern pinch clamps. Wow, I tell you, when you clamp those down, you can get just the amount of clamping force you want, and these are not going to loosen up. So we'll work this all the way down. Now you can see what's happening here with that wire in place. You're not getting the load on the edge of the cut pipe. Follow me? Okay, so we got about 3/4 of an inch on each side. And then we'll put these clamps on. And then we'll push this in, get everything lined up. And then I'm going to push all the way down. Now look how that squeezed into the rubber and locked in. There's no way that's going to leak. This is what the repair is going to look like if you indeed have a leak. You need to cut the leak out. And now watch. You see the movement there? You don't get a lot of movement where it's rubbing on the hose. So once you clamp this down, then okay. There's one other thing I'm providing in the kit. Let me explain what it's for. You do realize that when you find damage, it's usually under a clamp. And that's the area where it clamps. So you're not going to be able to use this clamp unless you move it off to the side and find a different hole to attach it to. And that's the purpose of this big clamp. You can use this big clamp, so you squeeze down like this and clamp that into the original position where the damage occurred.